Hey racers, John Racer3 here today, back for round 4 of the Hot Wheels Distance Championship in the year 2026, and it's an exciting one because we have quite the track set up and we've got a ton of cars set out to race on this track as well. If you guys are new here, I'm going to be racing a ton of different Hot Wheels to find out which one can go the farthest and to see what car can punch their ticket to the championship. And because this is round 4, we already have 3 cars who have punched their ticket: the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento, Mercedes-Benz 500e, and the Datsun 510 wagon have already raced their way to the championship, and now that we're in round 4, one more car is going to be adding their name to that list. But before we get into the racing, let me talk a little bit about the cars that are going to be competing today, where we're standing right now in the championship, and who to look out for as these cars start taking on this insane Spoolheads track. Let's go ahead and start off with our reruns. These are the top 9 cars that raced into the top 10 for the last round of the Distance Championship and are looking to defend their spots on this track. It's Ardeo 9 from Excel Racers currently leading the pack with that red Toyota Supra in second and the Nissan Silvia S15 in third. All 3 of those cars are super fast and looking to move on to the next round or even finish first to move on to the championship. Our second round is going to be the Hypercar matchup. You guys love the Hypercar races on these Distance Championship runs, so right now it's the Aston Martin Vulcan currently leading the pack there. If you guys tuned into my last Hot Wheels Hypercar tournament, you would understand why. If you haven't, go check it out. I very much appreciate it. But we've got some newcomers as well. The purple Lamborghini Sean and green Lamborghini Centenario are going to try their hand to try and beat the fastest Hot Wheels Hypercars in my collection on this round of the Distance Championship. After that, we've got our Formula 1 battle, and the field has expanded to a now full 16 car lineup. We've got different versions of the 24 and 25 year Formula 1 cars, but then we've also got a brand new car for this round. It's the Ferrari Scuderia F1 team, also taking on the track to complete the 16 car lineup. We've also got brand new cars for the 2025 lineup, a brand new 5-pack for these brand new Formula 1 cars to see if they can have a little bit more speed and compete, because right now the championship in Formula 1 is looking really close. If you guys have been following my Formula 1 tournaments, you'll know that there is a ongoing year championship, and this is going to act as a sprint race for these cars on the Distance Championship track. And right now the constructors and team battle is looking really close as it's Kick Sauber and McLaren looking to duke it out for number 1 in the Drivers' Championship, and then Alpine is also putting their hat in the ring to try and compete in the Constructors' Championship. So the competition is really close, and every single run is going to matter on this track. And now let's talk about the other matchups that you're going to be seeing. We've got new for 2026 models. We've got Le Mans cars, more Matchbox cars, a GT3 battle, which GT3 is going to act like these cars. They're going to be a separate class that aren't actually racing to be in the top 10, just taking on the track, so that should be a fun one. Then we've got some pink cars, a UK battle, and then a USA versus JDM battle to round off this round of the Distance Championship. So there should be a ton of fast cars trying to lock their way into the top 10. But enough about the cars, let's take a look at this track. It is a colossal track I've got set up here, starting off with the Play Robotic start gate. The cars are going to be timed for all of these runs, and the cars are going to be on the outside lane here, carrying as much speed as they can. Let's go ahead and debrief this track. Up into Sector 1 is a long uphill for cars to carry as much speed as they possibly can through Turn 1 on that outside lane, so they should be carrying a lot of speed, and then they go into this little slalom. I'm calling it Turn 1B because of how slight the turn is, but it's really going to challenge these cars to handle and stay on all 4 wheels as they get through Sector 1. We then enter Sector 2 with a little bit of a downhill where the laned track turns into fat track, and the cars are going to have to find the fastest lane possible through turns 2 and 3. That's right, the kink and the loop are back for their second appearance in the Distance Championship. In round 2, we saw these turns, but the cars entered the loop before the kink, and now we've got the kink before the loop. So it'll be a really tough corner for these cars, and I expect a lot of cars to lose all of their speed based on how well they take this turn. And then once they end off with that, there's going to be another slight downhill for the cars to regain their speed through Sector 3. We're going to have the finish gate timing all of the cars' runs, and then it comes down to how far these cars can actually go around Turn 4. And on this Spoolheads track, maybe we'll have some cars actually finish the track, because this is the longest sector of the track, and maybe even get 50 feet to to the very end of the track. And I mentioned we're gonna be tracking the times for these cars. The time isn't really going to matter in the grand scheme of things, but it will be interesting stats to know as these cars start taking on these runs, to know if the cars are better at handling through the corners or better at carrying their speed through the straights. So it's gonna be a very interesting battle for all of these cars, and I cannot wait to get it started. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get round 4 underway. And round 4 is gonna be a very exciting one because a lot of the cars that I have picked out for this tournament have been cars recommended in the comment section by you guys. I read as many comments as I possibly can on these videos, and I very much appreciate your support. And also a little bit of information, a little tidbit for you guys, is at the end of round 4, there's gonna be a week break as we get into round 5, because there are gonna be 8 rounds of the regular season for this distance championship before we get into the actual finale, where we'll see our winners compete again. And it's gonna get very, very tight for the cars staying in the top 10 to move on to the next rounds of the distance championship. So with that being said, sit back, relax, grab yourself a snack, and let's go ahead and see which car is gonna come out on top for round 4 of the distance championship. Time to kick off round 4 of the distance championship with our top 10 from the last round. First up is the Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Finished 10th in the last track, and this Bullheads track is definitely going to test him, but it looks like he has a really good run cooking right now. He's going to finish just over 40 feet with a very solid lap time. But the Ford Mustang was ranked 10th out of the top 10, so let's go ahead and see what these other cars can do. The next car to take on this track is the pink Subaru WRX STI, and this is going to be the most challenging track yet, because look at that turn, and look at the speed the Subaru is able to carry. Around turn 4, can he pass the Mustang? It doesn't look like it. He's going to lose a spot. Next up, we have an accelerator. This is Reverb. He's a very long, heavy casting. Let's see how he likes these turns. He's got to keep it straight and roll as far as he can. Looks like he's got good rolling speed, though. He's going to pass the Ford and continue rolling just under 45 feet. The next car to take on this brand new Spoolheads track is the BMW M2. Let's see what this M2 can do. Oh, handles the corners like it's nothing. He is absolutely flying down this track. He's gonna pass the accelerator and finish underneath the track. 5.1 is the best time we've seen so far and the farthest distance for the BMW M2. He's feeling pretty good about that. Next up is that brand new Ferrari 12 Cylindri, who had a really good distance run in the last round, but I fear he has quite the round to catch up to because of that run the BMW just had. Take a look at that. He's gonna slow down a ton around turn 4. 5.6 seconds, that is not what we wanted. Now we've got that 7-Eleven Toyota Supra, who's been in the top 10 for the last few rounds now. See what the Supra can do. Oh, he gets really loose going into the loop. That is gonna hurt his speed a ton. What can he make of it though? He still passes the Mustang and the Subaru, continues to roll. He wants all the distance he can, and he's gonna end just behind the accelerator. But now we get to the top 3. It's the Nissan Silvia S15 going for his 3rd run in the distance championship. Gets a little bit of air coming out of sector 1. This thing is carrying a ton of speed. He's gonna pass the BMW and take the lead of the championship. Time and time again, this Silvia proves he's got the speed and he can throw it into the corner with a drift and carry the speed. He's a very good car. But now we've got our 2nd seed, the Nissan Silvia's JDM rival, the wide-body Toyota Supra. Let's see what he can do for his distance run. Looks pretty good around the sweeper. What can he do for distance-wise, though? Doesn't look like he has the speed of the Silvia, but he's still gonna race up to 2nd, just barely beating the BMW. And now our number 1 seed for the reruns, Ardeo 9. This accelerator came up just a little short to punch his ticket to the championship last round and wants to hold his position this time. He looks a little bit squirrely, though. That is a huge upset. The Ardeo 9 accelerator does not even come close to the top runners. Maybe this track just didn't suit his driving style, but that's gonna be 8th place overall in the top 10. He's gonna have to really hope and pray none of these other cars in the championship are faster than him if he wants to continue on. And next up, we got the Hypercar battle. Stay tuned. Well, there are some results I was not expecting. The Silvia takes the lead over the Supra, and the M2 also moves up. Supra and Reverb both stay around their spots. The Mustang and Subaru live to fight another day, but I have a bad feeling for Ardeo 9 and the Ferrari 12 Cylindri, 2 cars that I were expecting to have a much better performance. Unfortunately, did not have a very good performance, and now they're at the very end of turn 4 and could very much be beat by a lot of these cars about to compete. But now that the reruns are out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into our hypercar class, starting with the purple Lamborghini Sean, the newcomer. It's round 4 of the distance championship, and it's time to run some hypercars. First up is the purple Lamborghini Sean, the newcomer in the class, looking to prove himself, but he spins backwards. That is not going to be very good for distance, but still manages to do pretty good with a 5.5 second lap time. Well, that was quite the stunt for his first race race in the hypercar class, but I have a feeling he might get beat with that. Next up is another newcomer for the class and a brand new Lamborghini. We got the green Centenario Roadster. Let's see if he can keep it straight as opposed to the Sean. He looks really good around the loop, and the kink, he's gonna pass the Sean, but skids to a halt right in front of him. Man, I felt like he had speed to go all the way, but messes up his run. That's just gonna cost you in this championship. Next up, we have the yellow Koenigsegg Gemera. I have been getting so many comments as to how to pronounce this car, but regardless, the Gemera is still super speedy. What can he do against these Lamborghinis though? He passes both of them and takes the lead for the hypercar class. Next up, we got the McLaren Speedtail, currently ranked 5th among the other hypercars, but this thing has race-winning speed. Let's see what he's able to do on this round. Looks like he's not keeping it very straight through the turns. This Speedtail is built for straights though, so it kind of makes sense. He finishes sandwiched between the Lambos. Yeah, not the fastest lap time. I was expecting more for the Speedtail, but I guess turns really just aren't his thing. Now we've got the blue Bugatti Chiron, the winner of the first hypercar tournament on the channel this season, is looking to compete really quickly. Oh, he's not gonna turn very well, but he's still carrying speed backwards, doing what the Sean did, and he's gonna pass both the Lambos and the Speedtail, and I guess he just needs to go forward a little bit. But now we're at the big dogs, the top 3, with 3rd place being the Porsche 918 Spider. This thing has not won a tournament yet, but I have a feeling it's coming. He gets a little bit loose as well. Around turn 4 where it's gonna place him behind the Sean. Again, another hypercar I was just expecting more out of, but still 5.4 second lap time is pretty good for the Porsche. Now we've got the Lamborghini Sesto Elemento. He's been ranked number 1 among the hypercars until the last tournament where he got beat by the Aston Martin Vulcan. He's looking to redeem himself. Gets a little bit loose going into the kink, but holds a really good turn 4. He's gonna keep rolling past the Gemera and take the lead of the hypercar battle. And he's still going. He's not stopping, folks. 5.4 second lap time, not as fast as I was expecting, but that is the bar to beat for our number 1 seed. And currently ranked number 1 out of all the hypercars is the Aston Martin Vulcan, coming off of a tournament win against his hypercar brethren. Let's see what he's able to do for this run though. Keeps it straight, looking really solid, but he's just not gonna be turning very well, and he finishes tied with the Porsche 918. A really good lap time, but I was not expecting the fumble at the line for the Vulcan. He is not gonna race very far, and among the hypercars, he now is around last. The Sesto Elemento proves his dominance. The Sesto is a fast casting, so make sure to keep an eye out for him in future hypercar videos, and all these hypercars have shown their speed, and it looks like the top 10 that they're racing against have some really solid speed compared to some of the fastest hypercars in my category. But now, hypercars aside, next up is sprint number 4 of the Formula 1 Championship. Honestly, a really surprising one from the hypercars. I was expecting a lot of them to have way more speed than they did. The Sesto Elemento races to the front, obviously, and the Gemera races up to P2. That's a really good finish for him in this battle. The Bugatti's 3rd and the Centenario's 4th, followed by the Speedtail, the Sean, the 918, and then the Vulcan actually finished last among all these hypercars despite finishing 1st. That is a huge upset. But then again, this track is really tricky, and the cars have to have a really good angle going through the kink and through the loop if they want to carry enough speed on this downhill to go all the way around turn 4. Unfortunately, the Vulcan didn't do that, but the Sesto did, so now the Sesto is leading the Hypercar Championship. But now the moment you've all been waiting for, it's time for Formula 1 sprint number 4, 16 cars, who's going farther? Time to race some Formula 1 cars on this round of the Distance Championship, and it is the Ferrari, the brand new Formula 1 car, going up first, looking to set a very strong debut on his first sprint performance. Let's see where he can finish. He's gonna finish just at the entrance of turn 4. 6.0 second lap time, not the fastest we've seen, but there are 15 other Formula 1 cars trying to beat him. Let's see where the Ferrari stacks up against him. We're starting low on points and going to the highs, so the Red Bull team has not had the best start to the season, so he's looking to have a better performance in this sprint, and this track should suit him a little bit better. Where's he gonna stack up? He's passing the Ferrari. 5.9, so not much of a better lap, but still a better lap for the Red Bull. Next up is the 2025 Haas Formula 1 team. This car has not had a good start to the season with some really slow times. Oh, and he's gonna kick the back end out and spin out. A horrible lap and a horrible distance for the Haas. Well, at least we know Ferrari will beat at least one of these guys. Next up, we have another white Formula 1 2025 car. This time it is Team RB looking to see what they can do for their second sprint appearance. Honestly, hugging it really good around the loop. He's gonna take the lead away from his sister team. 5.8 second lap time. These lap times are just getting quicker and quicker. Next up is the 2025 Mercedes, who actually had a really decent run and scored points in his last time out on the Distance Championship sprint races, and he looks like he's gonna be doing the same today. Really clean around the corners. He's gonna take the lead away from the RB. 5.6 is also the fastest lap time we've seen from these Formula 1 cars so far. Next up is the 2024 Red Bull car, probably one of the slowest on the grid. kid, has a few points from the early races, but has not scored anything since. He's looking to beat the Ferrari. What can the Red Bull do? He's gonna get there. Both Red Bulls pass the Ferrari. Come on, Ferrari, I know you've got more speed than this. Next up is the 2025 McLaren. McLaren is currently battling for the Drivers' Championship and the Team Championship, so this car cannot afford to lose any points. He gets a little bit loose though, and he's not gonna be getting into the top 8. 5.852, yeah, that's not what McLaren wanted to see from their new 2025 car. Next up is the 2025 Williams Atlassian Racing Formula One car, looking to see if he can score some points and be in the top 8 so far. Currently sitting 9th in points. What can he do though? He's gonna finish in the pack behind, or I guess sandwiched between the Red Bulls. Not a bad lap time, and now I have a feeling the entrance of turn 4 is gonna get really tight for points. Next up is the 2025 Alpine car, and this is the fastest 2025 version car that we have seen so far in the championship, and Alpine is now putting in their bid for the Constructors' Championship, and they're not faltering either. The Alpine races to the head of the field, beating the 25 Mercedes with a really good lap time. So he's now first out of the 9 cars that ran, so he's automatically guaranteed some points. Let's see what these other cars can do, because we got the top runners up next. And believe it or not, all the top runners are the 2024 versions. We got the 2024 Williams up next. Williams looking to have a better finishing position for at least their constructors' points. Where is he gonna finish? Around turn 4, he's gonna be right behind the 25 RB car with a 5.7-second lap time. Next up, we've got the 2024 Haas, which his results have not been very good in either the sprint or the tournament, so he's looking to improve that, and look at that! He spins out around the back, and he's gonna finish behind his teammate. That is just absolute chaos. The Haas cannot keep it straight, and he puts both cars basically dead last. That is just unfortunate performance. Next up is the 2024 RB. Got my numbers mixed up here, and this guy's got some decent speed. He's won a tournament before, but it's been a while. What can he do for the sprint? He takes the lead of the sprint, beating the Alpine just over 40 feet. 5.252 is one of the fastest times we've seen. RB takes the lead of the sprint, but now we get to the top 4 in points. Currently sitting 4th, we got the Mercedes 2024 car. See what the Mercedes can do. Carry his speed well. He gets a little bit loose through the loop, and he's just barely gonna finish in front of the 25 RB car, putting him 4th overall with a 5.571-second lap time. And now we're at the top dogs. 3rd place in points is the 2024 Alpine Formula One team, and this car is looking super quick. He bounces off the walls a little bit coming out of the loop, but it's not gonna matter. He still edges the lead away from the 2024 RB with a great run. And almost a sub 5-second lap time. Could you imagine the lap time if he didn't mess up his lap there, but still enough to take the lead? And when I say barely took the lead, I mean he barely took the lead. Next up, the car 2nd in points and our reigning tournament winner, we got the 2024 McLaren, who has just been one of the fastest Formula One cars we've ever seen on this channel. Can he take the lead away? He can, and with dominant fashion. Not the fastest lap time, 5.158 for the McLaren, but it's enough to take the lead, surpassing all of the other Formula One cars with one more car to go. And now our points leader in the Drivers' Championship, the 2024 Kick Sauber, the 2nd team on the grid without a teammate other than Ferrari. Let's see what he can do for a sprint run. Can he catch up to the McLaren? He can't. He's gonna finish 5th behind a huge array of cars. That is a very disappointing performance for the Sauber. 5.2, we were expecting more speed from our championship leader, but he's only able to muster 5th, which is still points, but not as many as they needed. So the podium for the sprint is the McLaren 24, Alpine 24, and RB 24, with the other Alpine, Kick Sauber, and both of the Mercedes also picking up some much needed sprint points. And we've got the 3rd Grand Prix of the season coming out soon on the YouTube channel, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And if you want to see every single run of this race, make sure to check out that tournament as well. Now, if you want to see every single run from all of these cars, I'm going to include this sprint race at the very beginning of the next Formula One Grand Prix tournament on this channel, which is coming out right now. So check out the YouTube channel and cheer on your Formula One team as they race in the round 3 of the championship. I mean, wow, what a sprint for the books. Honestly, really good performances from a lot of these cars. Red Bull showing they're not actually the slowest team. Haas is actually showing that, unfortunately. And Ferrari was not as fast as I was expecting. This was not their best run. I have a feeling they'll be able to perform a lot better in the actual race, but otherwise Alpine has both cars in the points, Mercedes has both cars in the points for this sprint, and honestly a really good run for the RB24 as well. McLaren takes another sprint victory after coming off of a win last tournament, and the Formula One Championship is getting closer and closer to the championship. I mean, the points just speak for themselves. If you want to see where the cars are points-wise after this tournament, just make sure to go check out my most recent Formula One championship video that has all of the updated points as well as this sprint included in it. But now that we've got Formula One out of the way, it's time to get into our actual matchups for this round of the Distance Championship to see who can enter the top 10. Next up on the Distance Championship, let's do some new for 2026 models from Hot Wheels, starting with the Ferrari Dino, a brand new Hot Wheels casting. Let's see how fast he is on the track. Just unboxed him out of the case, and it looks like he's not gonna have the speed to enter the top 10, but overall not bad. 6.3 second lap time for the brand new Ferrari. Let's see if Hot Wheels has made some new for 2026 models that are faster than that. Next up is the Ford F-150 Lightning Super Truck. This is a hill climb car, and there's a little bit of a hill climb section on this track. Seems to be doing pretty good, and he rips it around the loop. Really good run for the Ford, and he enters the top 10. 5.674 lap times, really good for the Ford as he punches his ticket to the top 10, but let's see what these other new models can do. Next up, let's try the Fiat Beast of Turin, another new for 2026 model from Hot Wheels, and this thing's got some serious weight and some serious speed. Let's see what he's able to do on the track, carrying his speed really well around turn 4. He's not quite gonna make it into the top 10. A really solid lap time, but not as fast as the hill climb Ford as he's second overall. Next up is the Custom 66 Tornado. This is a muscle car casting from Hot Wheels that is new for 2026, and it's carrying some major speed. Take a look at that speed around turn 4. He's gonna finish around 40 feet and enter the top 5 easily, or I guess top 10. A 5.2 second lap time is pretty quick, and it's enough to take the lead of this new for 2026 battle over the Ford. Next up is the Custom 2020 Honda E. See if this little wide body Honda can do around the track. Handles pretty well around the corners, not gonna lie, looking really good, but can he carry it in the straights? It doesn't look like it. 5.893 for the Honda E. It's faster than the Ferrari Dino, but not as fast as the Tornado. Our next new for 2026 model is another retro Italian car. It's the Maserati Tipo 61. Just like the Ferrari Dino, an Italian race car looking to score a better lap time, but those skinny wheels are not helping him at all around this track. 6.8 seconds. Yeah, unfortunately for the Maserati, he was not gifted in the grip department with those skinny wheels, and he's going to be the slowest 2026 model so far. Finally, the last car to attempt to beat the Tornado is the new for 2026 model, Diora Tuned. Loving these tuned models from Hot Wheels. Let's see what Diora can do. He skids around the turns, not the best in the straight line department either. He passes the Maserati, but not by a lot. And with that run, he places himself second to last, and it's the Tornado and the Ford entering the top 10. These new models has shown they've had the speed, but will they be able to hang on to these spots as we've got more matchups coming? I guess we'll have to find out. Comment down below who you want to see next. And wow, no changes at the front of the grid, but for the new models, it's the Tornado doing a lot better than I expected. I felt like the Ford was going to be doing pretty good, but that eliminates both Ardeo 9 and the Ferrari 12 Cylindri from championship contention, along with these 2026 new models that just didn't make the cut. These rounds are getting tighter and tighter for the top 10. Also, I stand corrected, Ardeo 9 is technically still in it. He's 10th among the field. Let's kick off a retro Le Mans battle with the McLaren F1. A very iconic race car, used to be the fastest car in the world. Let's see what he can do on the Distance Championship. He's sliding all over the place. That is not gonna be a very good run for the McLaren. 6.9 second lap time, nice, but not nice enough. Next up, we have, in my opinion, one of the most iconic Le Mans cars, the Ferrari P4. See if this thing has more speed than the McLaren. It looks like it does already. Hugging that inside lane on the loop, he is gonna pass the McLaren and take the lead. Much better lap time from the Ferrari as well. Next up is the Nissan R390. Let's see what this JDM legend can do in the Le Mans battle. Oh, he's hugging the corners really well around the loop. Look at the speed he's able to carry around the loop, and he's even gonna enter the top 10. Really good lap time, and he's now gonna be competing for the championship if he can hold that position. Next up is the Ferrari 512M. I love this casting, and it just shows to have more and more speed every time. Let's see what he can do on this round of the Distance Championship, though. Doesn't look like he's gonna be catching the Nissan, and slots in right behind his Ferrari teammate. 6.0 second lap time for the 512M. Next up, we got the Ford GT40 Mark IV. This would not be a Le Mans battle without the Ford GTs. All Team Ford members in the chat, let me know, but it looks like this guy's not fast enough, not nearly fast enough. He's behind the McLaren with a 7-second lap time. Yikes, unfortunately for the Gulf livery Ford, I was expecting more. Let's do another American car with the Greenwood Corvette up next. This is one of my favorite Hot Wheels castings of all time, and it looks like he's carrying a ton of speed around these turns. Where is he gonna finish though? Against the Nissan, he's just barely gonna get him. The Greenwood Corvette, unbelievable, beating out the Nissan and taking the lead of the Le Mans battle and entering the top 10. Next up is the Porsche 917 LH, another iconic Le Mans hypercar. Not hypercar, but let's see what this Le Mans race car can do. Carrying a ton of speed, drifting, kicking that back end out, but he's not gonna do very well. He's gonna finish between the Ferraris. 5.8 second lap time is not as good as I thought this Porsche was gonna do. And finally, to round out the Le Mans battle, we got the Mazda 787B. See what this guy can do. Oh, he doesn't look very fast around the track at all. Losing speed, but still hugging the inside of those corners. And yeah, he's gonna slow down behind the whole field. From fast to slow, the Mazda's slow, but the Greenwood Corvette and Nissan are both really fast. They both enter the top 10, knocking out the bottom half of our grid so far. And I also just posted a massive tournament with a ton of hypercars to celebrate racing at Le Mans on this track. So if you wanna check that out, it is live on the YouTube channel right now, and I'd very much appreciate your support. Go give it a like. All right, that Le Mans battle is actually a lot closer than I was expecting. Both the Greenwood Corvette and the Nissan had really good runs, enough to knock out the Ford Supra truck and Ardeo 9 from the top 10. Their championship hopes are done, as well as all these other Le Mans cars. Not as fast as I was expecting, but still a really good teaser for the racing that's to come in my Le Mans style tournament coming on this track, which by the time this video is out, you've probably already seen. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Shout out Le Mans, I love Le Mans. Next up on the track, we have a new model that's never seen this racetrack before. It is the McLaren GTS from Matchbox, and it is coming out swinging with some really good speed. Not very fast around the corners though, and good rolling speed. Is gonna finish in the middle of turn 4. 6.2 second lap time. This brand new Matchbox model is beautiful and honestly pretty quick as well. I know I just did a Matchbox battle in the last round, but these cars were just too cool not to race, like this Toyota Yaris GR rally car with moving parts. Looks absolutely insane. He's gonna cross the line and he's not quite gonna get to the McLaren. 6.3 second lap time for the Toyota Yaris. That rally car just looks too good to ignore. And speaking of rally cars, let's do this Porsche Rally next. Also a brand new Matchbox that I just had to race on this track because it looks so good, and he's carrying his speed a lot better through the corners, or at least I thought. He slows down at the end, or I guess entering sector 3 behind the competition. 6.427 second lap time. These Porsches are not as fast as I was expecting. Next up, we have Polestar 5, a beautiful looking car from Polestar. Hot Wheels doesn't even make this brand, and let's see what it can do in Matchbox form. Ripping it around this track. Does he have the speed to catch up with the competition? He does not. Just behind the Porsche with a 6.631 second lap time. Our next Matchbox on the track is a fan favorite. We got the Mercedes Unimog taking on the track for the first time. Does pretty good around the slalom, keeps it straight around the corner. Where is that gonna put him in the competition? 3rd overall. And it's a 6.6 second lap time for the Unimog. Next up, we got the Ford Mustang Fastback. And if you guys know anything about Matchbox, you know that this casting is no slouch. Let's see what he can do on this round of the distance championship. Carrying so much more speed than the competition, he goes all the way around turn 4. A 5.8 second lap time is super competitive, but he just barely misses out, making the top 10. Next up is a red Ford F-150 Lightning. And if you guys watch my Matchbox case unboxings, you know the pickups are always fast on this track. So let's see what the pickup can do. Doesn't look like he has Mustang speed, but he's gonna finish just in front of the McLaren. 6.4 second lap time. Not a very fast lap time, but really good rolling speed for the Ford. And finally, to wrap up the Matchbox battle, we got the 2018 Toyota 4Runner in green. And this thing's carrying a ton of speed. How does he handle the corners? He handles them really well. He's going around the track. Can he catch the Mustang? He can, and he enters the top 10. 5.4 second lap time is good enough for the Toyota to win the battle and enter the top 10, knocking out the Nissan from last video. Shout out Matchbox, always raising the bar on diecast quality, and now they've got some competition and some serious speed in the top 10 now of the Distance Championship. Let's do a little GT3 battle for round 4 of the Distance Championship, and we got Rexy up first. Beautiful looking GT3 car, one of my favorites, and with those wheel swapped wheels, he's rolling pretty good. Finishes right around turn 4. It's not top 10 distance championship speed, but for a car with wheel swaps, that is a really good run for the GT3 Porsche. And speaking of new cars, we got the brand new Aston Martin Vantage GT3 car from Hot Wheels, a 2026 new model who's looking to improve his speed and race to the front. He's got some insane speed though. Look at that run. He's going all the way. That is insane speed from the Aston. It's a shame the GT3 cars aren't competing for the distance championship because they're battling within their own class, because that Aston Martin, he has some insane speed. Next up, let's see what Team Nissan can do with their Nissan GTR Nismo around this technical track. into the fat track section, keeping it straight, keeping it clean. Around the corner, he doesn't have Rexy speed, but a 6.8 second lap time. Next up is the dark blue Ford Mustang GTD for Team Ford, racing in the new GT3 tournament on the channel. Let's see what he can do for the distance championship run though. It doesn't look like he has the speed to compete with Rexy, but it's pretty close. 6.1 second lap time for the Ford, places him in front of the Nissan, but behind that beautiful looking Porsche. Next up, we got the Toyota Supra with that Gran Turismo paint scheme on it. Looking really good, but this isn't one of the fastest GT3 cars. If you guys have watched my GT3 tournaments, you would know that. Across the line with a 6.8 second lap time, he's behind the Nissan. But now we've got our heavy hitters with this Cadillac ATS V. This Cadillac has won multiple tournaments in the GT3 class, and he's looking to dethrone that Aston Martin, who had just an amazing run, and he doesn't have the speed to beat him. Top 10 speed, but not Aston Martin speed. Look at that, he's still on the track. You gotta be pretty confident not to move your car off the track, not thinking anyone's gonna catch up to him. We got two of the fastest GT3 cars up next. For Team Corvette, we got the Corvette C8R on the distance championship now. Handles the slalom like a pro around turn 1, keeps it straight around the kink and the loop. Around turn 4, he's not quite gonna catch up to the Cadillac. Third place overall, but what can our points leaders do? Team Lamborghini has been the most dominant GT3 team on the roster, and he's competing in my most recent GT3 tournament live on the YouTube channel right now, so you should check it out and see what this speed gets him in the tournament. Does he have speed to catch up to the Aston Martin? He's gonna hit him. He does! The Lamborghini passes the Aston Martin, technically. So if you want to see these two teams battle head-to-head, check out the YouTube channel where I just posted a brand new GT3 tournament, racing all of these cars head-to-head. See how Rexy does, and see how your favorite manufacturer does in a beautiful Grand Prix race on this insane Spoolheads track. Check it out, give it a like, I appreciate you. That was honestly a really good run from the Aston Martin. That is some insane speed, and for those of you who watch all of my videos, this is a different Aston Martin than the one that I unboxed in its case. I believe it was the H case, because that H case Aston Martin was not very fast, and I found an extra one at the store, unboxed it, and it has race winning speed, it looks like, just as fast as the Lamborghini. So this tournament's gonna be a good one. I haven't filmed it, but it's been live on the channel by the time this video came out, so go ahead and check that video if you haven't already and you like GT3 racing. Also, Rexy, really good speed there. So we're gonna take these GT3 cars off the table. None of them are racing into the top 10 for the distance championship because of the talking too fast, because they're the GT3 class, but regardless, we've got a few more matchups to go in this round of the distance championship. It's round 4 of the distance championship, so let's do something new. All pink cars, starting with the 2020 Dodge Charger Hellcat. This car is abnormally fast, and it's pink. Take a look at how fast this thing is. It is ripping. It is in the top 10 easily, and extending his distance. Oh yeah, this Charger is one to be competing for the championship. 5.2 second lap time. This pink Charger is definitely gonna be one to watch out for. Next up, we got the Ford Sierra Cosworth, also pink, trying to appeal to my 2% female audience. If you're a female watching this video, I appreciate you, but this Ford Cosworth also looks really quick, but just short of entering the top 10. 5.3 second lap time. This car is no slouch, but just came up very short of that forerunner of making it into the top 10. All right, we got another Nissan Silvia on the track. We've raced 2 of them so far in this championship, and one of them is currently leading it all. This Hot Wheels ID Drift Silvia, though, does not look super fast, not even swerving at all or drifting at all around these corners. 8 second lap time. I'm surprised he even made the track. All right, so I guess not all pink cars are super fast, but they're all pretty cute, though. We got the Mighty K truck in purple. Let's see what this guy can do. Or I guess it's more of a pinkish purple. He's actually gonna complete the track though. That is very impressive. I thought he would have spun out or something, but he manages to beat the Silvia with a 7.4 second lap time. It wouldn't be a pink car battle without the Barbie Corvette. Haven't raced this thing on the track in a while, but it looks like it's got some really good speed. It looks like he's got Dodge Charger speed, and that's a really good run. He doesn't go very far though, behind the Ford. Barbie was going to the party, but just didn't have the speed to catch up. She doesn't make the top 10, and she's 3rd overall in this battle. Uh-oh, the manufacturer Datsun has joined the chat with the pink Datsun 240. See what this Datsun can do. Oh my God, it is hauling. Datsuns are always so fast. Around the corner, he enters the top 10, around 40 feet. The 240Z was actually fast enough to enter the top 10, and with that, both the Greenwood Corvette and the green Matchbox are out of it. All right, going back to the cute pink cars, we got the little Mini in pink from Matchbox. Doesn't look like it has the speed some of the other pink cars have had, and yeah, he's definitely gonna be very slow. Barely finishes the track among the other slow pink cars. 9 second lap time though, that's kind of impressive how slow it is. And finally, let's end with an iconic pink car. We got the Simpson Mobile, driven by a homer. What can he do? He also looks pretty slow. Will he have a slower lap time than a Mini? I don't think so. He's not even gonna complete a lap, which that's the first car that hasn't completed a lap, but among all of the pink cars, 2 of them have entered the top 10, and there was already 1 pink car in the top 10, so pink cars are up top. We've only got a few more rounds to go in this round of the Distance Championship, and the pink cars are looking fast. What color of car should I race next in the next round? Comment down below. In all of my years of doing rounds of the Distance Championship, I've never grouped cars based on color, but the pink color certainly dominated with that Dodge Charger wide body absolutely flying on the track, and the Datsun, we knew the Datsun was gonna fly on the track, also makes it into the top 10, so they eliminate both the Greenwood Corvette and that Toyota 4Runner, and the Barbie Corvette and that Ford Sierra Cosworth also did really good on the track. So maybe I should just race more different colors of cars on different rounds of the Distance Championship. I think that's something to keep an eye on. But now we've only got a few more rounds to go. Which cars are gonna make it into the top 10? It keeps getting tighter and tighter in the back. Don't clip that out of context. That was, came out wrong. Let's do a British manufacturer battle, starting with McLaren in their all-gray W1 Hypercar on the Distance Championship. He's looking to make it into the top 10. I don't think he's gonna get there though. Rough down into sector 3. He's gonna finish right at the beginning of turn 4. 5.9 second lap time is not enough if you wanna race into the top 10, Mr. McLaren. Next, let's try the Lotus Evija, another British manufacturer that I actually have a couple of Lotuses racing in this tournament. And thank God, because this guy's really slow. The Evija is such a beautiful looking casting, but unfortunately this one's just slow as rocks. Here's a unique British car. We got the TVR Tuscan S, which we have not seen any of the TVRs on this championship before. So let's see what this guy's able to do. Rounding it out, a really fast Matchbox model. Can he make it to the top 10? I don't think he will. 5.5 second lap time, so he takes the lead of the British car battle, but he's not gonna make it all the way to the top 10. Next up is the Aston Martin DBS. Aston Martin, one of the most iconic British manufacturers, and this DBS has faster than ever wheels. Let's see if it helps him on the rolling speed. Doesn't look like he's cornering as fast as his competitors are, and he's gonna finish just in front of the McLaren. Oh, no, it's just behind. Yeah, he didn't even pass the McLaren. 6.3 second lap time, disappointing for the Aston Martin, and he's basically tied with the McLaren, but it's not tied for winning, so it doesn't matter. It's time for the Lotus Redemption with a Lotus Esprit from Matchbox, one of my favorite Matchbox models in recent times, and it has more speed than the Hot Wheels Evija, really kicking that back end around the loop, looking really good, but it looks good and just isn't fast. 6.5 seconds. Will there be any British cars to make it into the top 10? All right, let's branch out to a different British manufacturer. We got Bentley with the Bentley Continental S Hot Wheels model, and this thing looks super quick. Look at that, kicking the back end out around the loop. He's gonna make it to turn 4 and finish second overall, but still no top 10 speed from these British cars. Solid lap time, but not quick enough. Next, let's try Range Rover, another British manufacturer, and this thing actually has some solid speed. It's raced in this championship before, and now is his chance to race back into the top 10. Looks like he's got solid speed. Around turn 4, no, he's gonna finish third. 5.777, not as fast as I was thinking this Range Rover would go. These British cars are just not as quick as I thought. One more British car to go, and it's the Jaguar F-Type Project 7. If any car is made for the track, it's this one, and it doesn't look like he's got good enough speed. This casting could be fast, but that one just isn't fast. And there you have it. I didn't choose the right British cars, I guess, because none of them made the top 10, but it's the Matchbox TVR that's actually going to be winning the battle. Who would have guessed that? But we got one more matchup in round 4 of the Distance Championship. Comment down below who you want it to be and who you're cheering for, because right now it's the Datsun and the Tornado, just barely on the edge of the top 10. If they hold it, they'll move on to the next round. All right, and with one match up to go, it is still unchanged in the top 5 of the championship. The Dodge raced up to 6th in the last round, and none of the British cars actually made it to the top 10. So it was a really close battle between all of them, with the TVR taking the win, but honestly, I was expecting a little bit more from these British cars. But anyways, we got one more battle to go, and it's our manufacturer battle. Or I guess in this case, it's a country battle. Let's finish off round 4 of the Distance Championship with a muscle car versus JDM battle. Team JDM is up first with a wide body Toyota Supra. We've already got one of these in the top 10, so Toyota's trying to make it 2. Will this Toyota have the speed? He gets a little drifty around the loop, and he's not gonna make it around turn 4. Solid run for the Toyota. What does USA have to say about that? Next up, we got a Dodge Challenger, a very modern USA muscle car. Let's see if this thing has more speed than the Supra around these corners though. Keeps it a little bit more straight around the loop, and he is going to pass the Supra. Team USA to the lead. With a 5.9 second lap time too, that's not bad for this Dodge. Next up is a Nissan Skyline GTR R33 for Team JDM. See what this Nissan can do. He doesn't look super fast around turn 1, but keeps it straight around the loop until the very end. He kicks the back out, 6.7-second lap time. Well, not a very good run for Team JDM. Let's see what USA has to say about that. Team USA is going to respond with the Mercury Cougar. Talk about a muscle car. This thing looks super quick and hasn't raced on the Distance Championship before. Looks really fast around the corners though. Take a look at this run from the Mercury. He's racing all the way. He's going. He's zooming. Does he make it to the P1? He doesn't. Insane speed from the Mercury. That is second fastest overall in the championship. Absolutely obliterating his teammates' time and entering the top 10 with a beautiful run. And he's also knocking out a JDM car to get into the top 10. How about that? Team JDM has to respond somehow with the Honda S800 Racing though. They're looking to put a car in the top ranks as well. Heavy looking casting, but he can't keep it straight. What's he gonna do for his run? He's gonna make it almost into the top 10, but just not enough. If the Mercury hadn't have gone, that would have been a top 10 run over the Datsun, but the Datsun's technically eliminated now, so the Honda comes up just short. And now one more Team USA car for the books. We got the Corvette in blue. Doesn't look like he has the speed of the Mercury, but it doesn't matter. Team USA, I believe, has already won this battle, and he still manages to finish in front of the Nissan. Team USA looks like they're on top after this country battle. And in the last round of the tournament, the Mercury races up to second overall. Definitely a championship contender. Doesn't solidify his spot in the championship, but will be competing in the future rounds of the Distance Championship. But that's gonna do it for round 4. Comment down below what cars you wanna see next and what track you wanna see, because the racing's just gonna keep getting closer and closer as we go to the championship. Wow, I was not expecting that speed from the Mercury. Second overall is insane, especially knocking out the Datsun, which had just such a good run. The Tornado lives to fight another day, and it's actually the Team USA cars beating the JDM cars, which honestly isn't that surprising if you looked at the cars that I picked. But what is surprising is the Nissan Silvia S15. This thing was racing in the top 9 cars for the last 2 rounds, but now with his rerun distance, he is able to solidify his spot in the championship. He started this round behind the Toyota Supra, not even close to P1 in the reruns, but manages to solidify his spot in the championship. And after that is the Mercury in second, Toyota Supra in third, M4 in fourth, the 711 Supra in fifth. Then we've got Revert, the Dodge Charger, the Ford Mustang, the Subaru WRX, and then the Tornado barely makes the top 10, just barely edging out that Datsun 240Z and the Honda S800. All right, here is now where the cars stand. We got the Formula 1 cars lined up based on their points after the sprint, but more on that in the Formula 1 video. We've got the rerun cars ranked from 1st through 9th that are going to be taking on round 5 of the Distance Championship, which will be coming to the channel very soon. But because this is round 4, we are halfway through the regular season of the Distance Championship. There's going to be 8 rounds before the championship, so there's going to be a little bit of a break, a summer break, if you will, before we get into the round 5, which should feature a much more interesting track. This track was very good on the technical aspects, but didn't have the cars carry a ton of speed, so for the next round of this championship, you can expect some really fast cars to excel on this layout, or I guess a different layout, but with this track. I love making these videos, and I cannot wait to make more, and I appreciate all of the support you guys have given me for this series. This is all I've got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to check out all of the other tournaments that I have on this channel that you saw the cars race in this tournament to see how they do compared to cars in their own class. It's very fun. I've had a very good time racing the different classes of cars in this tournament, so I cannot thank you guys enough for just the continued support of this series. Comment down below what matchups you want to see in the next round of the Distance Championship, and I will see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Take it easy. Peace.